Greetings, I'm Rob Chapman.
And I'm the captain.
And welcome to Andertons, home of tiny things.
Tiny things, stranger things, tiny things, and of course the amazing new range of Jackson Minion guitars. So named because of the Despicable Me movie and the Minions.
Oh, really?
No, nothing to do with that.
Oh, right.
In fact, I'm kind of surprised they can get away with it, but there we are.
Well, you know, Minion's just a word in the dictionary that people can easily.
Now, it's incredibly important that we do everything we can to inspire the next generation of electric guitar and bass players.
Yes.
And to enable players to start young. I think it's important that brands make guitars that are more suitable for younger players.
Yeah.
But I don't mean like crappy, cheap nylon strung guitars that you buy from a
Argos.
Yeah, somewhere like that. These are proper instruments made using all the same kind of techniques that a full-size guitar would use. Same kind of pickups, same kind of bridges, same kind of necks, just smaller. So physically the body's smaller and shorter scale from sort of here to here. So,
now, if you're thinking the same way what I am thinking, you want to buy one of these right away and whack a bare knuckle in it, and you're going to get really instantly playable stuff. For example, it just feels like playing a normal guitar, but what you'll find is, when you step on this mystery pedal I can't talk about, if you bend a note, I'm having to be really conscious of where I'm bending it to because it can all the way to heaven and back.
So this series comprises of 3 shapes of guitars. The orange one that I'm holding, which also comes in other colours, which will come on screen now, is based on the Jackson Dinky. The guitar that Rob is playing, which again comes in different colours, is based on one of Jackson's most famous artist signature models, which is the Randy Rhoads V. And for bass players, they do the CB bass in this beautiful Cadbury's purple, as well as other colours as well.
Have they called it Cadbury's purple?
No, but it is Cadbury's purple. And we've tuned them to standard pitch, which basically, if you're not sure what that means it's the same pitch tuning as a full scale length guitar would go to.
Yeah.
Because it's a shorter scale, it means there's a little bit more slack in the strings, a little bit more bendy. It's really up to you to decide what to do. You can, to get round that, you can either put heavier strings on it, or you can tune it. A lot of people tune these short scale guitars so that they're tuned with the open E string tuned to a G, and then all the same intervals again, and that just creates a little bit more tension in there.
I mean, I would say a semi-tone up would do it.
Do you think so?
Honestly, if you're an adult buying one of these for the crack, put 11s on it, and you won't be disappointed.
I'll put a link to the descriptions below where you can find out the full specs. From memory, these are about 22.5-inch scale length, which makes them roughly about 3 inches shorter than a full scale length guitar.
How much do they retail for, Lee?
This is going to be somewhere around about the 140, 150 mark.
Wow.
Which is wicked.
That's great.
You pay about a tenner extra for the V and about £20 extra for the bass. So,
do you want to give us a couple of the little tones on yours then?
I mean, I'm plugged into a clean Fender amplifier. I mean, if you're an adult and you buy this, it's perfectly playable. It just feels like a small neck guitar, but it doesn't, nothing feels rubbish or unplayable. But I'm guessing if you're, I would say sort of 7, 8 years old, maybe going through to 12 years old, that bracket where a full-size guitar is a bit of a stretch, these are just perfect, and they look wicked.
They look really cool.
So I've got, sorry, I was just doing tones, wasn't I? So neck pickup, in between, so it's these 2 pickups together, and the bridge pickup. And then if you buy a little amplifier with some distortion in it, or you've got a pedal or something like that, of course you can go. I mean, these pickups in here are the same pickups that you just get on a full-size guitar. So sounds-wise, really not much different.
So if you're buying this guitar for a junior person who's a bit younger than yourself, maybe, there are 3 things I point out. The first thing is, feels nice to play. There are no fret ends sticking out, although it's an affordable guitar. It feels really nice on the neck. The next thing is, it's a hardtail. Probably for a beginner, that's a really good thing because it stays in tune a bit easier. And the third thing is, probably when you get it, you're going to want to restring it. all affordable factory-made guitars come with loads and loads of windings around the peg, and what you'll find is that sometimes the strings slacken off over time and then it's a bit frustrating for a beginner. So you might want to restring it with your experienced mind and have a few less winds around the peg. But then, when you've got it all good and you've got a secret pedal on the floor you can't talk about, you get nice tone.
And lastly, the little bass here, if you are, if you're that sort of either an only child or you're that third child, the one in the middle that's neither the oldest or the youngest, the one that the unloved one, basically. Why don't you take up the bass instead? And then you can be included in all the family kind of gatherings. It's got what we call, typically these two pickups here are what you'd find on a P bass. The back pickup is what you'd find on a jazz bass. And so this kind of combination of the two, sometimes it's referred to like a P bass special or a jazz bass special. Anyway, the controls are, this controls the volume for this pickup, this controls the volume for this pickup, and this is an overall tone. So you got, I'm just plugged into this weenie bass amp on the floor here as well. I can't play the bass.
I'll have a go in a minute. I'm excited.
This is the jazz bass pickup. So you can hear it's a little bit honkier than the P bass pickup. But
I think I should get one for Dave. What do you think?
It's about the right size for Dave anyway, isn't it?
That's what I was thinking.
But 100%, I can see loads and loads of mums and dads that want to rock out with their kids looking for one of these. I will give you a word of warning. This is not the first time that Jackson have done the Minion thing, although this is a new range. They've done them in the past. What happens with these guitars typically is the sales of these guitars through the year are fairly low as people are looking, people are gearing up for like a Christmas present. Then everyone goes mad to try and buy these at Christmas because they're thinking what a genius little present for, my son or daughter.
Yeah.
And everyone runs out and Jackson haven't made enough. So that's what's happened in the past. That's often what happens with guitars like this. Other bigger guitars tend to be more consistent sales all year round. So manufacturers get the supply more accurate. But yes, bear in mind that has been our experience with Minions in the past. Is that when you really really want one, most, i.e. 2 weeks before Christmas, you cannot get them for love nor money.
Yeah.
So be prepared. I know this is like crazy. We're in June talking about Christmas buying advice.
Well, but you have to in this industry.
Well, absolutely. So there we go. Well done, Jackson. These are great, and I'm sure will inspire the next generation of rock stars.
By the way, please tell us what our big Andertons band should be called. I thought it could be called DP...
Minions?
Oh, hold on. DP, Beer, Lee, and C. But then Jay isn't in it, because he was on the camera.
Well, we haven't written a song where...
Jam. PB...
We did a jam with Joss, and the solo was so fast, we ended up yesterday.
If it was Pete, Beer, and Joss, it would be PB and J. See you later.
Bye. Hey everybody, thanks for watching the Andertons Guitar YouTube channel. If you're a drummer or a keyboard player or interested in music technology, you might find one of our other channels interesting, and I'll put details of those in the description below. If you want to find out more about the products we've just featured, please click here. If you'd like to buy a t-shirt like this, please click here. If you want to watch another video on our guitar channel, click down here. And to subscribe to our guitar channel, click here. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.